know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around. 'Cause I know we can make it, yes we can make it if we try. Keep on trying.
You got it.
I believe in you.
You got it.
I know you got this.
You got it.
Just keep on trying.
You got it.
There's been a lot of bumps in the road. Oh yeah. Always carrying that oh so heavy load. When you feel like there's too much on your plate, just call on me.
Call on me.
And I'll help you carry some of that weight. I wanna make you understand, let you know that there's always a helping hand. 'Cause I know we can make it, yeah we can make it if we try. Yes we can make it if we try. Keep on trying.
Got it.
You're gonna make it.
Got it.
I believe in you.
Got it.
Trying. Keep on trying, girl.
Got it.
You're gonna make it.
Got it.
'Cause I believe in you. Yeah. Just keep on trying. Got to keep on trying. Oh, baby, I believe in you. Just keep on trying. Everything will be alright, my baby.
Happy, what day is it? Wednesday? Wednesday, the 24th of September. How's everybody today? I am looking forward to having a chat with you guys. And I don't know what to expect because I haven't gone live and had many people in. So I'm hoping some people will pop in today since I've been introduced. How's everybody? Fletcher, good to see you. Scotty Dog. Mark Klein, my old friend. Mark, we're going to play Notre Dame this weekend. Arkansas is, and I give Arkansas a 0 chance to win since they couldn't even beat Memphis. But that's for another day. Who in here likes to watch sports? Anybody? Hey, Crama Reels, good to see you. I just don't want to get too into this before we get some more people. Not that y'all aren't important. I just kind of have something I want to say. And it is raining here, mostly just rained overnight, and it's just kind of cloudy and everything. And I cooked their food. So I cooked, hey, Willow, True Crime. I cooked Flower Nana. I cooked for them this morning because they ran out of food. I mean, it only lasts a week. So I cooked, and now they want to eat every 2 seconds because, when you cook, how it makes you hungry because you can smell it all in the house. Well, it's even making me hungry because it's people food, really. Hello, Barb. I am BK after a long hiatus. Oh, back after a long hiatus. Been dealing with heart issues, but I'm back on track, and you look lovely today. Well, thank you so much, Mel Shadow Wolf. I appreciate that. As some of y'all know, I mean, I used to do not true crime. I used to do live streams And we talked about Natasha Cooper a lot. And I've done a lot of self-help type of stuff. And I do a lot of different stuff. And when I did a video the other day about Brittany, after all these months, I hadn't talked about Brittany J. And I got discovered by these creators who cover Brittany J. And I mean, I've known them. I've been in their chats, but they didn't know me. And so, yeah, that's been a lot of fun. It's been really fun. And so I have a lot of people that are like, you're just trying to build your channel off of Brittany J. Well, no, I'm not trying to build my channel off of Brittany J. If I was trying to do that, I would have talked about her months ago. However, it did all kind of happen that way. That video I made about Brittany J got a lot of attention. Hey, Hallie. Point spread isn't that big. Might be a good game. Mark, are you kidding? So here we are, right? Here we are. And what is Barb about? Barb's about peace and being your best self and helping others. And really, basically, for me, I have all I can handle. If you've ever seen that movie, When a Man Loves a Woman, and Meg Ryan is she comes into the kitchen after a night of heavy drinking and acting out and everything. Her husband had to, oh, thanks, Willow True Crime. Her husband had to carry her into the house and put her to bed and all this stuff. And then she, that next morning, she's sitting on the counter with her coffee and her little spoon. And he's smart at, when you get sober or you get in recovery, or even if, well, he did get really testy when she got sober, but he just came in there and said she had all she could handle with her coffee and her little spoon. And that's just something that always is something that is in my head all the time. I have trouble handling my own life, right? I am scattered and have chronic pain and depression and anxiety, and all of that plays on each other, right? It's sick. It's sick. And so you have to deal with what you can deal with. And so I'm not looking to start any fights. I know that it's really easy to start a fight in the crama community because you say the wrong thing or you piss off the wrong person. And I don't want to do that. And I'm not trying to piss off Brittany or her people. And if you notice, I didn't use Brittany's name in any of this. She's not listed in the, she's not on the thumbnail. She's not listed anywhere. But what's going on is that this is a big deal right now. It's what's going on. And so as an example, I guess we can talk about what's going on with that. And so anyway, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And Willow True Crime, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm just me. And I'm not like, I've failed at so many things in my life. I'm not coming in here to be your guru or to be everybody's go-to guru person. So what I want to say is, what I want to start with is, did anybody ever get sober, get clean, do something for themselves that they needed to do to fix their personality or way of life or anything, any kind of addiction? Did anybody ever quit doing those bad things because somebody came in there and said, you're a druggie, or you've got to do this, or you've got to do that? Like, I never have. Nobody's ever going to tell me I have to do this or that. I'm going to butt heads with that. I'm going to hold that in to myself. So what happened? Well, not what happened, but a little story I have. I used to know Ashley McBride. If you don't know Ashley McBride, she is a country music singer-songwriter. I knew her before she was an Grammy winner. I knew her before she ever put out her first, back then we put out CDs. I don't know. I have her first CD somewhere. I traded her, we texted each other, and I traded her my book that I wrote for her first CD. that she did way before she was famous and everything. And I was around her, watching her sing probably 6 or 7 times in small bar settings and everything. And so I don't know her now. Like, I don't see her, I don't talk to her or any of that. But I did know her, and I just like I really look. How do you look up to somebody who's young enough to be your daughter, right? I don't look up to her as that. I look up to her because she started out in this little country town with people telling her she's never going to make it, and then she wrote the song "Girl Going Nowhere" because she did make it, right? And people can tell you all day you're not going to make it, you're not going anywhere, you need to do this and you need to do that. And most people, a lot of times, we're going to butt against that, and we're going to go do what we wanted to do anyway. And so I can't really say hi to everybody and talk and still keep my train of thought. So it's been over 3 years ago when she planted a seed for me. She doesn't know, it's not like she got sober, right? She posted, I don't know, she posted like 90 days sober or something. I don't know. Might have been the 30 days sober. I don't know. I've been sober from alcohol since June 2nd of this year. And recently, she had 3 years sober. And and the thing was, it was just a little seed. And I was like, if Ashley can do it, because I knew she liked to drink, right? Because I've been around her. We've hung out sort of. And I knew she really, really, really likes to drink. So and she's in showbiz, right? She's in that how bands will party and everything. So she's in that musician lifestyle. And I'm just so happy and proud for her. And I remember telling one of my friends that I'm so proud of her. And then here I am 3 years later from that little tiny little seed. I'm not saying that's why I got sober because Ashley did. Hold on a second. Blooper time. Let me get my phone. Well, there, I just dropped it again. I'm a fumble fingers. How you do that? Okay, so it's good to see everybody coming in. I appreciate y'all. I'm just a country girl here in Arkansas, and so there's a lot of reasons why I got sober, and none of them were because I drank a lot. I just drank too often, right? And it's not good for my health and everything. But nobody has ever told me and been successful in telling me to do anything except, at a job where you have to obey, or a coach or something like that, or a parent. But as far as trying to get better, to better yourself and to be a better human being, none of us are going to change each other. Nobody's going to change Brittany. I don't know if I don't know this whole drug thing. And I even made a video yesterday, forgive me about that, because I'm not going to do my channel about Brittany. So many people are worried about that. And yeah, that's right. That's right. Nobody telling someone what they need to do usually doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, it's just not going to work. And as long as anybody's able to go back and forth and make money from that, that's not going to stop. And now it's gone to the courts, and it's gone to the, these attorneys everywhere. And this is all just so crazy to me. And I'm not, I can sit here and say this all day. That's not going to change anybody, right? That's what we're here about. It's that you can plant positive seeds for each other. And just by being open. And that's how I've always been, like, I'm just an open book. And that's why y'all already know a lot about me. It's so expensive to drink or smoke. I think people are done with the extra expense. Exactly, Mark. I agree with that. It has gotten really expensive. I couldn't even, I can't even eat at a restaurant. I can't. And I went out one night. This was one reason I stopped drinking. I went out. It was a year. It was a year in April, I think. So it was 2024. I went out with some friends for a birthday, and I don't remember what happened while I was there. And then I remember the next morning, I didn't remember if I paid my tab, but I had my credit card. So I was like, well, I paid my tab. And then I looked and it said, $45. And I'm like, I remember when I got the check going, oh my gosh, I had 3 drinks. I don't think I tipped, and that's just not me. And I felt so bad about it. And I felt so bad because I felt sick, right? Hung over, and I don't ever want to be that way again. And I haven't since. I haven't been like that since. But when you go out with friends, sometimes, when I go out with friends, I tend to not really know. It's not the same as when I drank at home. It's just, I drank more and didn't realize it. And, I don't want to be that way. Right. But nobody said you have to do this. I mean, I know if people get a DUI, they have to do it. They don't have to stop drinking, but they have to pay a big fine and everything. And that's a fear. I don't want to have to go. I was worried because what if I have an emergency with my dogs or something? Hey, nonsense. What if I had an emergency with my dogs or something and I'm over here drunk and I do use marijuana? So what if I'm on both of those and I can't drive like that? I have, there's a certain responsibility that we have in life. And plus I can't afford to fall or I'm into, and alcohol is like poison for me. I don't know about y'all, but it's poisonous to my body. So anyway, all that to say, Ashley planted that seed, and it put that little thing in my head, and if she can do it, I can do it. And so that's what I did, and that's got me thinking about planting the seed. 3 years ago, that seed got planted, and I've been thinking about it ever since. And so I want to use my life to help others in the same kind of way, not demanding they do anything, not telling you that, this is the only way to do something. I just want to be like a person who is real. Like y'all see that I'm just real. I mean, I'm not, I have nothing written out planned. I have nothing to show y'all. We're just going to talk, right? Everybody's tired of the back and forth over the drug screen for Brittany. I mean, if it was real, there wouldn't be so many questions, but what's going to even if it's not real, what are we going to do? What's everybody going to do? What's everybody going to do Friday when she gets the one from the CPS person? Nobody's going to believe it if it shows nothing. Nobody really cares at this point anymore if she's clean and sober or not, because the behaviors show bad behavior. It shows somebody who can't control their time. They can't control their right. It doesn't fix anything. Nonsense. And look, that's all I have. Life lived experience. I'm 64 years old. I've lived a lot. Oops. No, I don't want to share that. Look, it doesn't, I lost track because I hit that dumb, share your referral link. Nobody wants to get on StreamYard. I'm not going to share their link. Yeah, it doesn't fix anything. And so I forgot what I was in the middle of saying, but I can only share what I have. And if you've ever been to Al-Anon or AA or NA or any of that, it's sharing your experience, strength, and hope. That's all it is people go in, and and those meetings are crummy because people want to sit around and whine about this and that. Not all of them are, because I used to lead meetings at my group, which was way over the top for me because I have had, I guess, probably still do, major stage fright. Like I can do this for some reason and not be all shaky and everything. Hey, Hannah, yeah, watch from the beginning because that'll be good. Thanks for being here. Because I had like major stage fright when I went back to college, and I was at this point 35-ish, and I was going to have to take speech class. So I took speech class. I've told this before, so y'all might have heard it, but I told myself, take speech class the first semester back when I went back, because I'm so terrified of it. And if I don't get it done, I can't graduate. So let's get it done now. And then if I can't do it, then I won't have to do all the rest of school because I'm not going to graduate without it. And I remember having to get up and give a speech. I totally, when I get in front of people, it's like you can't see anything. Everything's fuzzy, and I feel like I'm going to faint, and I can't think, and then I don't remember anything I did. So still can't believe you're 64. Yeah, I'm almost hitting the big number. All the Social Security sending me all these the companies trying to get me on their plan, their thing, and I'm like, you're a little bit late. You're a little bit late. So yeah, I've got I have experience with these things, and I have experience even here in crama in this community with people who I had disagreements with, right? And we argued, and I left the community for I got out, I got out of the algorithm and stuff. And so, hold on just one. Oh. I'm dead air. Okay. I've been to AA. I've done the church stuff. I've had problems with church people. I've had problems with friends. We're all so weird and different, and all we can do is help each other or hurt each other. And I'm not sitting here telling everybody y'all need to stop talking about Brittany, because she seems to thrive on that. And there are problems over there, but nobody's going to stop her from doing any of the stuff she's doing. The lying, the horrible stuff that goes on in the background, the falling asleep, the nodding off, and none of that's going to stop because everybody's going at her. That's not going to work. Do y'all agree with me? And while we're doing that, put a 2 in the chat if nobody's ever if you've never done something on demand, like not from a boss or anything, but like somebody said, you drink too much, you need to stop, or you do this too much, or you do this or that. Have you ever, like, say 2, it means no, I don't do that. Like, you can't. Yeah, that's true nonsense. Only person in control of her outcome is her. And if you're looking for a way to get in the mind of somebody else and fix them, it's too late, y'all. You can't. Maybe a spouse, maybe you can tell a spouse that maybe I wasn't clear on my question. Put a 2 if you've never done something on demand that somebody told you to go do. Like, you drink too much. If somebody said something like that to you, did you go, oh, I'm going to quit because they told me that? I don't know if I can't say that the right way. Rowena. Hey, Rowena, did you know I used your voice to make much respect for you sharing the information on child development, and we are Accent Sisters. What is that? Oh, Accent Sisters. Yeah, I'm from Arkansas. Thanks for being here. I used Rowena's voice to make a voice for I better not say what it was for, but it's for a video. You're in my AI voices with your voice. Yeah, the child development stuff. Yeah, I'm so yeah, we could go talk about that more. But I just want people to realize that we're not going to fix a problem like that in somebody's home. We're not going to be the one who says, because what it is you've got this other person over here. It's just this butting heads and going back and forth. And now they're pulling out. I saw where they're pulling out stuff on that Moon did, posting FOIAs and stuff like that, personal information. Like it never was right to talk about or to put out Britney's DV. That could have caused her to have another incident. Um, the wording of that, to say that she did it, okay, everybody's fighting back and forth. I see that, but to put the details out there, and yes, I saw them all. And yes, I read it. I'm not going to say that I'm able to just look away in the middle of a train wreck because I'm not. I'm just not. Nonsense says I walked through addiction beside my sister for almost 30 years. Until someone wants help, you cannot force them to get it. I don't know if that's even the issue, but we have no control over that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to talk about is we're not going to fix her. I'm just giving an opinion on what I see on public platform that the creator brings to it herself. I expect no change. All right, Rowena. I don't get all the personal stuff like that. I don't do those things. I stick with the words. Yeah, and see, that's what I've always like. I'm not going to FOIA somebody. I mean, I did at one point. I didn't give out personal information on Natasha Cooper, but I did bring up some court documents that showed how she brought this woman. She was doing taxes for somebody. Some of y'all don't even know her, but she did taxes for somebody. And she was doing taxes for different people back then. It was years ago. I think it was several years before I even did it that happened. She has a mugshot that she likes to brag about and throw around. And the mugshot, I was like, this is what the mugshot's for, right? I think I did like 3 videos about it. I did one not too long ago with toxicity of social media. And so I just looked at the thing and then I get, hey, Laura Woodhams. So Natasha had done this woman's taxes for her, and then she had filed them, and the refund was a different amount. So when you do your taxes and you're waiting on your refund, you can go check where they are in the process to estimate when you're going to get your refund based upon the refund amount. You have to have the refund amount. And so all of that had already come back. Natasha had all the money, and the refund amount she gave the woman was different. So the woman couldn't find that her taxes were done. And then the woman finally figured out that Natasha was playing her and, demanded answers. And so then, it went to the court. And what I had was the emails or text that I got from court records, right? Between Natasha and this woman. Did you talk to Social Security Day? And Natasha kept telling her stuff like she got hacked, or IRS was their website was down, or any numerous number of things. And so like, yeah, I did that, but I didn't go get her personal email messages. This was given by this victim to the court to say, this is what she's been doing to me. And it went on and on and on. I don't know how, it was like a month or something. I don't know, more than that. It went back and forth and back and forth. And I just read those off and everything. And everybody was like, wow, she was really like just manipulative. It's manipulative. And what it was, and Natasha had put the money in her daughter's checking account. it was so crazy. And she got charged, I think, with a felony, but took a guilty plea to drop it down to a misdemeanor. So yeah, the casino. So yeah, I used to talk about her a lot because she would beg for money and go to the casino and spend all her money. And then she would anytime I brought her up, she would or stream her or anything, she would strike me for copyright. And we went back and forth with that for a little bit. And then I had an argument with a bigger more recent creator, and I had to back away because I can't. Hey, Olap, good to see you. Publicly available court records, yeah. Or the casino was closed. I know the casino was closed. She used to go to the casino and get caught because ding, ding, ding. Like, you can't hear it when somebody's in the room, but when somebody's out there on the floor, there were so many things. So some of y'all know me from that. Mark, and I don't know who else is in here that knew me back then. And then, it gets around. Barb's got, Barb was mean. Barb, really? Nobody ever shows me what it was I did that was so bad. Like, I watch these other creators and I see terrible stuff being said and done. And I'm like, I had a couple of disagreements here and there, right? I can't help that. Hello, Miss Barb. I chat and chat. Hey, April Taylor. Good to see you. Good to see you. Everybody's been begging me to go live, but they're not coming in. I drink bushwhackers and play bingo. What's a bushwhacker? Yeah, I've played bingo before at a bingo hall. Bingo. Yep. Jen in Jersey used to be in here. Thank you, Jen in Jersey. I mean, I had people all the time coming in my chats telling me how nice I am and, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I was this devil, and I kept saying when they were saying I'm nice, I'm like, because I know things I've done that aren't angelic in my life, right? You know what? You don't shoot cocaine and be an angel. You don't, there's just stuff I've done. An alcoholic chocolate milkshake. Your hair is adorable. Thank you. And I'm getting it cut tomorrow. I'm getting it cut because it's way, way too long. So I appreciate the compliment. So y'all can take, you can say what you want about me or say that I'm mean or I did this or I did that. But if you don't have any proof, please don't. And please don't come at me because I talked about Brittany and think that I'm going to be, restreaming her every day or going live about her every day, because I'm not. And I understand if you're a Brittany follower and you're still there and you have all the confidence in the world in her. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to take you away from her, but people who are enabling someone, anybody, you're enabling them. Y'all are enabling me to keep talking by being here, right? Hey, Mountain Wanderer, good to see you. Kind lady. We're all angels. Yeah, whenever I look at chat, I always lose my train of thought. Somebody told me to write down. You can't write down off the cuff what you're, when you get interrupted in the middle of a thought, you can't have that written down unless you're reading or have a script written out. And I'm not really very good with the script. I do know another Barb on YouTube that is the devil, but you're great. Okay, Olap. Oh, thank you, Mick. Mick, that's an adorable dog. Where are my dogs? They're in here, but they're not on the chair. Look at that cute dog. Yeah, enabling. You're enabling her. Good morning, Revival's World. You're enabling her every time you run around to another chat and tell everybody that, Brittany this or Brittany that, or you go back to her and tell her that somebody said this or somebody said that. And mostly you're enabling her by your presence, by giving her the view, and also money that you're giving her, and patting her on the back and telling her that everybody else is evil and she's fine and why won't they leave her alone? But if you don't see that, she's going to all these other chats talking crap on everybody. She's not innocent either. So, everybody wants to blame one side or the other, which I'm totally sick of. We already have a divided country because of politics, and it's getting really ugly. And I try not to be like, well, if, speaking of politics, I try not to be like, well, if you're on that side, I can't be friends with you, because one of my very dearest friends, well, I don't know if she's like on that side, but as a, I just know that they're going to lean. She's Catholic, so I know that she's going to lean more on, and very, goes to church and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Perplex, listening but driving. Good to see you. I've never claimed to be perfect and have yet to meet a perfect person. Right, Rowena? I appreciate y'all being here and giving me watch time so that I can get my monetization back, because I've just fallen off views. And so it will help me to get monetized and get a little bit of money coming in, not back in. It's been a year and a half since I even was monetized, and I had probably would have been one of my bigger checks that I was going to get, which was like $300. I don't know. The biggest I ever got here was 567 or 537. Yeah, I have Cash App. They're scrolling. Thank you. The old school political parties aren't really in existence anymore. Yeah, things have changed. And if you watched, I don't watch any of the cable news or anything, but I'm on X, so I get a lot of clips of stuff. And I saw clips from the Charlie Kirk memorial funeral. It looked more like a rally. And yeah, I can't get off into the politics, but we're so divided. 10 people probably just left because I brought up that. But this is what's going on in our world around us. And while I can't fix it, and I'm not going to bury my head in the sand, I'm also going to limit how much of it I see, because I can't deal with the negativity. It scares me when the administration changed and they started saying they were going to take away our Social Security and our Medicare and Medicaid. Well, I'm retired. I'm on Social Security. I need that money. Like, I totally need that money to survive. And I worked I'm 64 now, but I worked for, let's see, I started working when I was 16, and I've had jobs up until 4 years ago. Not full time up until 4 years ago, but worked a lot of my life. Okay, Rowena, thanks for coming in. And I need that money, and so I got terrified that I was going to thank you. That's your news source. Yeah, so X is, hey, Toxicity, thank you for being here. Postcards along, we have to navigate it. No, we don't want to put our heads in the sand, but we also don't want to be so full of this negativity. It's just like on YouTube, all the negativity of these different the people. Like, you hear this one person saying this and over here, and then it's just so it's okay if you can handle it. I used to say this all the time. All of this drama is okay if you can handle it, but not everybody can. And you have to realize, can you handle it? Again, I'm not telling you what to do, because I'm just going to plant the seed. Think about it. Can you handle it? If it's causing you to lose sleep because you're so hyped up, or you're staying up all night listening to it, or, whatever, it's not healthy for you. Do something different. I can't watch all this political stuff. It's scary as hell to me. You go on X right now, and I can probably show you 4 or 5 posts with video of Charlie Kirk's assassination, with every one of them having a different, well, it happened, a drone did it. It happened over here. This is where the bullet came from. He went through the trap door in the floor. It's just, there's so much, y'all. We're inundated with information, and you have to be able to take in what you can and not the rest. And so, yeah, I did. I left a lot of the drama. I still watch some, right? But I left a lot of it, and I don't watch a lot of stuff. I don't watch politics. Glad you're, hey, Irish, not that Irish. Straight Talker 76, Bayou Princess. I know I haven't said hi to hardly anybody, and I used to get all bogged down in chat, so I'm trying to just, it's good to see everybody. I don't know if I have ADHD, but I guarantee you I've killed multiple brain cells via grand mal seizures on cocaine and drinking off and on in my life, and a lot of marijuana use and antidepressants, and the opioid I was on for my pain for several years. And I was just like, this, I got to get off this stuff, because it just makes you feel, it doesn't make me feel good. I don't know about people who get high on opiates, because I don't. I never did. I took them because my doctors gave them to me. But, you know, I have pain 100% all the time, and it's killing me. So I seem like a fun channel. Thanks, Bayou Princess. Used by a lot of true crime creators. Fear-mongering, yes. Fear-mongering's horrible. Willow's true crime work from 14 to 46. Yeah, disability process. Yeah, because you know, people have reasons why they have to go on disability and stuff. It's not always just some little thing, or it's not always they're lying about it. It's not. I'm in Texas, so there's not been any Dems in real power since the last century. Yeah, we had Democrat. Arkansas had Governor Beebe, who I know his wife. He and his wife. I used to take photographs of stuff, and I took the cutest picture of the two of them. I sent it to her. She's on my Facebook. I send it to her every now and then, just a reminder. Hey, Remy June. Or a hologram, right? No, and the thing with Craig, though, he's a whole different story. Craig is just like, hey, Trisha Talks. The stuff that Craig says, and I showed that the other day, that talking to your child and saying, why is, like, the devil's coming after you? Why does he do that to you? Are you okay? Man, the things that are planted in a child's head, you know, you can't not, a kid's going to hear you. You can't say all the things that people say and expect their children not to hear it. That's part of my trauma, is the things that were said, about other people. I couldn't look up to anybody growing up, because all I heard was this person, oh, he's what do they say, like insurance salesman, because he can't do anything else. Just things like that, you know, just he's queer. I mean, back in the 60s and the 70s, hearing, you know, things like this was way before social media. That's the kind of, and I never thought I was going to be able to be anything to my parents, and I'm still not. And we're at 60, they're still alive, right? Because I don't know, they just don't have that capability. So what you put into that child is what is going to come out. Now, cycles can be broken. People can come out of situations and, you know, completely change, you know, get out of the generational thing. Like if you're in a and that's what I think maybe it sounds like with Brittany, maybe, I don't know. I know she had an addiction at one point. She admits to. Her mother, she says, passed away from an addiction. And so, maybe that's a generational thing and it needs to be broken. But again, I don't know what she's doing. Larry and BJ are not right in the head. The odds are stacked. Yes, no matter what those kids do, what they're taking in now, I can't even imagine being in that situation, because for me, my drama or trauma was not to the extent of that, but things were different back in the 60s and 70s. We didn't have the same, like we're used to a lot more now. So I don't know how that is going to affect. I mean, I listen to my parents through the vents in the floor, the air conditioner vent. I could hear everything. I could hear when my father came home from work. He always got home from work at the same time every day, like at 5 o'clock. And we would watch, and this when I was little, and we would, or young, and we would watch the Andy Griffith Show. They were reruns even then. And we would watch those every day. Well, one day he didn't come home, which was very odd, and nobody got a phone call. I mean, it was totally weird. And I had told my mother, he worked for the Postal Service. He was in management. And I had told my mother that there was a postal truck backed up to the house. So I had come home from work. I got out of school at noon my senior year. I came home from work, and no, it was my junior year. Wait a minute. I think it was my junior year. So I wouldn't become, anyway, at whatever time it was, I came home, the truck was backed up to the house. And I just waved. I was like, I don't know what I had no idea anything was going on. I didn't know that he had stolen stuff. I didn't know. I'm not looking at chat because I can't keep my train of thought. So if there's any mods in here, if you see anything bad. So anyway, I had told her that they were there, but we didn't really go, talk about it. And then when he wasn't home on time, she asked, what were they doing? And so then he did come home, and I was left out of the conversation, but I could hear it through the vent. Even though I wasn't a little girl then, I was older, and I could hear them talking about what happened, but I don't remember specifics. And then this was a traumatic thing for me. Then my mother came in my room and just threw herself on, like hugging me. My mother never hugged me, so she just threw herself on me for me to comfort her. And I remember that one, but nobody comforted me. I was a child. Nobody told me face to face what he did, what was going on, any of that. I was just, it was just like, oh, and then I'm supposed to comfort a parent. No, see? And that still stays with me because nobody ever said, hey, I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that he never says, I'm sorry I did that. And I know that had to be so embarrassing for you to go to school. And it was in the paper, the statewide paper the next day, that he had stolen this, and this. I mean, there's lots worse things you can do than steal. But when it comes out in the paper, and I'm at school the next morning thinking that everybody knows, which probably nobody knew, or a few people knew, because a lot of people don't, kids don't read back then you didn't have the internet, but I just don't think a lot of kids read the paper, but I did. It was horrible, but I'm not even sure why I'm telling y'all that. I'm just telling y'all that because the things that the kids take in, and you may not think it's a big deal, and you may not worry about it, that your kid did this or that, heard this or experienced this, but it is affecting them. I had a friend who died in a car wreck my 10th grade year of high school. I played on a basketball team, and she was on the basketball team. She was 2 years older than me. And we went to the funeral. We walked to the funeral. I walked to the funeral with my sister and my mother from our house because the church was right down the hill from us. And I sat with my team, and they walked us by the casket, and they had an open casket, and she was killed in a car wreck. When her head face went through the windshield, and they had an open casket. So that trauma, that's trauma that wasn't, my parents' fault or my coach's fault or anything. It's just weird that they did all that, putting young people, 16, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, to walk by. Like, oh my God, I'll never forget that. And when I walked back home, my mother and my sister left before I did. And when I got home, my mother met me at the door and hugged me. So I have 3 times when I remember her hugging me my whole life. And it stands out because that's my trauma. My stuff was, I didn't feel loved. I didn't get emotionally nurtured. I didn't get that. I'm a huggy person. Like, I didn't get that. I cried a lot. I get in trouble for that. We all have our stuff, right? We just have our stuff. And so you have to remember that children, they're sponges. Everybody knows that. They're taking in everything. And so you have to treat them with some kind of respect, in fact, in the way of how you're going to make sure they're okay. Like, are you going to your son and saying, the devil's going to get you. The devil's after you. Why is he after you so bad? That's horrible, y'all. We don't want to do that to our children. So I don't think there's really a whole lot of hope for that situation. I don't think we're going to fix Brittany's situation by going at her. I think the best thing, my opinion is, the best thing with her would be if everybody just stopped. But I can't tell y'all to do that. She's suing people. She's sending out weird ass C&Ds. She's lying about everything. It's a train wreck. And again, if I want to talk about her tomorrow, if I want to stream her tomorrow, I will, because it's an example. You can use this, just like the other day when I talked about developmental psychology with, the developmental age of these children. You can use that to teach. So let me go see what everybody's saying over here. Hugs, I'm so sorry. The crap of spewing the other day about the devil wanting to take him made me cringe. I had adults hold me down for years. Oh my gosh, demons. I used to listen to everyone's phone calls. If you only slid the old cords. Oh, you knew everything? Oh, wow. Postcards, that's funny. Yeah, messed up views. Hey, A-Thread. I'm good now. That's why it's worse than using this platform, doing more damage. Well, the thing about what goes on this platform is that I have as much right to come on here and talk about what my dad did when I was a teenager, or, I'm telling true stories, but I have as much right to come on here and talk about Natasha Cooper or, Brittany J or whatever. And if she's in the middle of going through, if there's this train wreck going on and I'm watching it, that's what's in my brain. That's what I want to talk about. And I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but I'm going to use it for a way to reach other people. And maybe somebody will get a help. Maybe I'm planting a seed that you'll get because I said, don't talk bad to your kids like that. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but we got the Wednesday siren coming on. This is just a test of the emergency broadcast system. I can relate. Hugs, Barb. Thank you. Sending you a hug. Thank you. Hugs, I'm sorry. Thank you. Y'all are sweet. I appreciate that. I divorced my ex because he showed me zero comfort after my dad died. I got it. I get it. He has no relatives. Oh, okay. I'm from Arkansas. I read the Democrat Gazette. Yes, Jessica, that's exactly what it was in. It was in the Democrat Gazette. Or was it? So I'm not sure, because back in the day we had the Democrat and we had the Gazette. And one was a morning paper and one was a night paper. And then they went to Democrat Gazette. They were owned by the same person, and it was a morning paper. So I'm not really sure. But yeah, I still get the obits every day from the online statewide newspaper. See if anybody I know didn't make it. If they were truly desired being a spiritual space for people needing it, they wouldn't speak the way they speak, or she allow him to be vulgar. Yeah, exactly. You can't, Craigie can't go back there and say the horrible things he says and call people names on here that he doesn't even know. Like, he says horrible things. He says worse things about people than I've heard people saying about them. He's horrible. And as long as you've got somebody in your background saying horrible things about people, and his politics and everything is just so over the top, it's doesn't agree with any of mine. Let's see. No wonder that child can't sleep. Yeah. No wonder. She wouldn't have any content. Yeah, and the thing about the internet is, I've had like 800 people tell me in the last couple of days to go live. You know, well, there's 75 people, and I'm so glad y'all are here. And I was getting like 3 people when I went live, so that's amazing. But it's not. There's no guarantees on the internet. And if I were to do a live right now and start streaming pretty much anybody on one side or the other and talking about what they're doing wrong and all that, I think more people probably would be here. And you're not given a guidebook. Everybody can do what they want to do. It depends on this who's watching. If I don't want to watch somebody, I can't tell somebody how to run their channel. I just don't go in there. She is a scammer, Shannon Marie, and that's one of the things I started my channel over 4 or 5 years ago, was somebody who I feel like scammed me to teach a program that they hadn't even put together yet. And I paid quite a bit of money for this thing. And when I discovered how crazy it was, what they were doing, and I tried to go to court, you know, I talked to an attorney, and the thing about it was in Utah. She was in Utah, and I'm here in Arkansas. And so I would have to go to Utah court, and the amount of money it was over, while it was a lot of money to me, it wasn't enough money to go to court over, because by the time I paid my attorney and we traveled to Utah, and it was something the way they wrote the contract, because it was, and somebody more knowledgeable than me might know, it had to be, you couldn't just go to court. It had to be, I can't think of what that word is, but no, so I came to YouTube, and I was mad about that. And I started watching Natasha, and I started getting mad at her for scamming when this woman had scammed me. And so, I started making these silly little videos about Natasha, and then I got into more serious stuff. But, the meanest thing I ever did, I guess, was showing her conversation with somebody she scammed. And I wanted to do more about scams and everything, but you have to just kind of find them. And, well, we found one. You're scamming people every day, Brittany, when you come on, and it's the most I don't know how anybody watches the live streams when he's in the background and you're saying, wait a minute, hold on just a second. And everybody's waiting on the next thing to happen. It's just, it's crazy. Yeah, and then you're going to blame everything on, well, CPS did it. It's because they called CPS. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Was CPS already around? Yes, everybody has a right. Postcards. Everybody has. You have your life experiences. I have my life experiences. Things affect us in different ways. People see things that I don't see. I see things they don't see. But what I think we all see is there's a problem. There's a problem, and but I don't think we're going to be able to to save that or solve that. Oh, I'm making you want to go check on your grandbabies. Um, oh yeah, that screaming, the moaning and stuff. That sounded like that didn't sound like a song to me. Hey, Music City Mom. Now you've got Huckabee. Yeah. Don't get me started. Reality screaming. Yeah, and I think she likes to bring reality up because reality will wake her up. Whereas Nana's Dragonfly, well, and none of them really did it a lot. They wouldn't wake her up. And I'm like, you're on there to wake her up. But nobody should be having to wake up a creator. I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Now, I had a good night's sleep and everything, but I'm not even the least bit going to nod off in anybody's. I've never nodded off doing a live stream. I don't go live at night. I never have. I think one night I went live without my camera on, but I don't I use medical marijuana for to help with my pain, and I don't want to come on live when I'm under the influence. It just doesn't work for me. Nasty Rana, I think you're cute, and I'll listen to you talk about anything. Well, that's so sweet. I've heard creators say that. I've heard people tell creators that they would watch them read a phone book, and I don't know about that, but I appreciate that. Barb, I like the fact you're just talking and finding your way around and figuring out what you want to do. Nothing wrong with just BSing too. Thank you. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't have a script. Like I said, I can't script out this stuff. Happy Humpers. Yeah, Happy Humpers, VMath. Good to see you. A professional scammer. Well, I mean, people have been accusing her of scamming for years, but that started with the birthday. I'm sorry, Christmas list, losing monetization. And let me say this for everybody who has this argument all the time. I lost my monetization about a year and a half ago, and it was for something to do with shorts for used content. And just hear me, everybody listening. I never got my last check. Never. So I know there's been arguments back and forth about you do get your check. I never got that check. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get it if I get remonetized. I don't know if they're going to say, oh, now you can have that $400 we were going to give you that you made, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I never got my money for that month because they said, nope, you're out. And I didn't get, my phone was ringing. I didn't get monetization back. So I'm not sure, but I know that she was having problems with monetization at one point and said it was Christmas and she wasn't going to get her money. But she did. Oh, you like my hair? Thanks, sweet Lulu. It's all getting cut off tomorrow. Hey, JoJo Unstoppable. Good to see you. Things are pretty good over here. Yes, I can't deal with that. And I don't know if it's I don't know if I have ADHD, but I'm the kind of person who will listen to my radio in my car blasting, like if it's music I like. But if I'm a passenger, either in the front seat or back seat, I cannot stand to have music playing. I guess because people are talking and I can't hear them and then the music, and it just, my anxiety will literally go through the roof. I haven't been in that situation in a long time, but you know what I'm saying? So I I can't do the two voices at the same time and music playing behind, blaring, and I think he does that to keep her awake. Thanks, Lilith Kane. I appreciate that. I'd love to have a panel with Larry and some of the men in this section. Yeah, I'm not very good debating or anything like that, so I would never be able to do that. But wake up, or yeah, because my mind, I got so much brain loss, brain cells lost, and maybe I am feeling a lot better. I did quit drinking in June, and then I got really, really depressed like a month ago, and things were really bad. And then I kind of, I think when you quit drinking, because that's a crutch, and I would want to drink because I'm like, my neck's killing me, and I want to drink because, why not? I'm going to not feel it as much, right? It's going to make me feel better, but it's really not. Like, that's really not going to make my body healthier. And what I've got in my neck and my back is not getting better. I can go to PT and it will feel better, right? I can go do the stuff, and they do the laser thing on my laser or some kind of thing, treatments on my neck and my back, and it'll feel better. But it's not getting better. It's arthritis, degenerative disc disease, whatever you want to call it, and it's bad. And it's bad. And I can say that because I have the MRI, word severe, all through it, which is as bad as it gets, right? And I'm not just blowing smoke here. I'm just saying this is true life stuff that we all have. We have true real life stuff. And yeah, the internet can be this stuff can be a tool to like distract yourself. Like, I use it to distract myself from what's going on in Washington, because I can't deal with things that I'm seeing. We're losing our rights. We're losing our right to free speech. We could all lose our YouTube channels for free speech, because if Jimmy Kimmel loses free speech, and yeah, he's back, but you know what? Sinclair, which owns the Arkansas part of ABC or whatever, I don't remember, I think it's ABC, isn't showing that here, even though he came back. And I don't want to say, you don't have to say what side politically you're on, but when you're taking comedians off the air for making jokes and stating their opinion about things, that's not America, guys. That's not America. And really, BJ's free to do what she does. Jay's free to do the bingo. I love the bingo, actually. I've been watching the Bajingo for months. I think it's fun. I think Jay's she's my favorite restreamer, because I want to be able to do what Jay does, but I'm so far from that with her soundboard and everything. But anyway, I've been watching this stuff, and it's a distraction. And I didn't get in the middle of it because I don't want what inevitably comes with that, right? Everybody gets, even when she's streamed with no energy. Shannon Marie, hey, thank you. You look beautiful. I love this channel. Oh, y'all are so nice. Well, you can hear people screaming, cuss and stuff wherever, but I don't script. Yeah, my problem is, like, I can't look at chat in the middle of talking, because then I'm in the middle of a thought, and all this is just what comes to mind while I'm in here. Wacky Monkey Boy, who's that? The Scoop with Barb, one of my mods is a mod on your channel. I love oh yeah, where is Betty Dan Boop? She's been my mod for a long time. Perplex TC says it depends when you get canceled. If you lose monetization before the 10th of the month, you won't get paid. After the 10th, you will. That's the difference. Okay, I gotcha. I don't have any idea when it was. All I know is that it was a kick in the gut. because I wasn't making that much money, and but still, when you're not making much money and you're living on your retirement and you're trying to make ends meet, and you've got inflation, and you've got your pets, and you've got things to take care of like food and gas and insurance, and and then you lose anything, it's going to hit you, right? And well, they didn't give it back, so I don't even know when it was, but I haven't been happy about it. I can listen to 3 things at a time. I can't. If you do 3 things at once, then you're only given like 33% of your brain capacity. And I'm all the time trying to watch my favorite basketball team play while I'm also trying to read what's going on my computer and what's on my phone. I'll be doing all 3, and I'm like, why don't you enjoy your game you've been waiting all day for, or 2 weeks for? My team's in the playoffs, y'all. I'm an Indiana Fever fan, and they lost last night. I would love to see Craig on a panel that's not Brittany's or one of her supporters. Oh. Mountain Wanderer, hug a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. I have it in C3, C4, and C6. Yeah, mine was so bad that when I got my results, I just had the MRI on my neck, an MRI on my neck recently, or last year, and my PT went over it with me because I was in PT at the time, and he was nice enough to go over it with me. And I said, it's like on 3 or 4 different levels. It said severe, and it's when you have all that, you've got stenosis, you've got bone spurs, you've got all these things. And it said severe, severe, severe. And I said, is there anything what's above severe? And he said, nothing. But he also said, there's not really anything they can do surgically. Well, he didn't think, because where would they start? It's like it's got so much. So I just have to live with pain, I guess, or maybe have surgery, which I don't want to do. Yeah, it's constant pain, and it wears on you. And I did a live about this not too long ago because I want to be able to support other people who have chronic pain, because it eats at your well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally. It just all that stuff, and anxiety, like getting on here and fighting with people. For some of us, it's not healthy. For some people, I guess it is. But you get cortisol. It's not good for your body and your mind. And me, I'm an emotional wreck if I'm having problems. Oh, Great Dane lover, that's amazing. You say our life, your husband's sober, and you say our life has flourished, and it's been a true blessing. Exactly, because if you're sitting in a house, we talked about this. I made a video about this the other day. If you're supposedly clean and sober, but your spouse is drunk all the time and causing you problems because you really don't want him to be in the room while you're talking, but you also kind of have no control over that, and you're trying to just have peace at home and have your stream, and none of it's working. None of it's working because nobody sober wants to be around somebody who's drunk and acting out. Now, if they're sitting over on the sofa drunk and they're just a blob over there, I guess you wouldn't care, but I mean, I would if I was in a relationship with them. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that you that when you said our, I like that. Yeah, all the thumbs down for that, Jessica. Degenerative arthritis is just, oh my gosh, I've got it. Ugh. I have a 2-level fusion in my lower back, and now the level above that has spondylolisthesis, which is why I had the fusion below that. What happens is they fuse those vertebrae, and then it causes the levels below or above to have more strain put on them. And so that's what's happened now. I have The same problem I started with in my lower back is now at L3. It was at L4, 5, and S1. That's all fused. Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, then it's Nonsense's fault. I was behaving, I was staying out of all the trouble. And Nonsense started talking about me. My mom doesn't want to do the surgery either. The physical therapy really did help me, and I haven't been in a year, but it's kind of expensive too but I'm probably going to end up there pretty soon. Yeah, why don't they get a job? I mean, if you're making all your money off of YouTube and you're making good money and everything, that's fine. But if you're in the middle of all this turmoil with CPS coming to your house and then somebody tell me this. If you had CPS coming to your house, would you go on live and do the same stuff you've been doing all the time, knowing that the report supposedly made to CPS included clips from YouTube? And you're going to go online and you're going to have him in the background talking about the devil, and your son is the devil's out to get your son. He was born purple and he just has all these problems. Oh my gosh. And your kids hear that. I was working at a gym. My last job I had, I got certified as a personal trainer, and I was working in this gym. And these teachers would come in. There was a class that the teachers would come in after they got off work, and they'd bring their kids, and they had a little daycare back there for the kids. And this most adorable little boy, I don't even remember what he had. I don't know if he has autism or I don't even know. But his mother would constantly tell everybody, well, he has such and such, like saying that he couldn't behave because you keep telling your child that there's something different about them, because you don't want your child to think that, there's nothing wrong with your child. This is how they were made. And yes, there are things that we are born with that we have no control over, but you want to make them feel good for what they can do, because anytime, like with autism, you could be bad at people in general. You could be bad at one thing and good at another. And there's reasons why some people with autism are way better at certain things than other people. So you don't ever want to be putting your child down to where they can hear that. I don't care if you're talking about the devil's coming after them, or you were born with a defect, or anything. Thanks, Nonsense. Thanks for being here. I don't even know if you're still here because I'm not keeping up with chat. OG Shorty, it's nice having you back. Thank you. We like you. We might stick around. You can blame me, but your video proves so many. No, that's just a joke, really. I mean, it's true, but it's kind of a joke. Being a YouTube greeter starts looking really good after this calamity of problems, doesn't it? Doesn't it, after all that's gone on and these different people fighting back and forth? Oh, yeah, the Larry in the background. Yeah, born purple. I always say we can only plant the seed, and we either can water it for someone else, but it needs to grow within them. Yeah. With the cost of things, it's amazing me some don't work. She has an open case. Right, you have an open case and you're going online. Is that what you're saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. You have an open, because we know it's open, at least from her. I mean, if you believe Brittany, but the lady's supposed to be coming now. It's Friday. It was going to be she's coming. She's going to bring me my drug report. Now she's coming Friday to close the case. Well, you've got a case open right now and you're going on live nodding off. I don't know if you nodded off the last few nights because I haven't watched, because I'm done. Like, I think the purple comment, the child, I can't deal with that. She is the type of woman who picks a man over her kids. She isn't staying with him because she can't afford to leave. She isn't staying because he's a good dad. She stays because she's DGAF. What does that mean? Don't give a fuck. I don't believe that a person who, I don't understand. I can't figure that one out. I'm not a therapist, so I don't know. It is so sad to think that Larry thinks the devil is after his child because his child has. I know, Jen. Isn't that sad? And saying it to the child. There's something wrong with you. The devil's after you. Why is he doing that to you? No. Yes. She shouldn't be bringing her kids up at all. It's all weird. But of course, she's got to exploit them for donos. Yes, I'm jealous of her and her man. Exactly. Hey, Crimson Tide, Crimson Tide. I'm a Arkansas Razorback fan over here. She just can't ever let Larry be with someone else is why she won't leave. Oh, well, I did see a lot of jealousy over there for that. But I mean, I'm getting into their personal life, I guess, if I'm talking about all that. So I don't really personally want to get into that. But yeah, and he said the kids vaporize in his dream. And the kids hear that. I don't care if y'all are in the same room with them or in the other room, they can hear you. The devil is after Craig. That's why his hairline does that. It is psychological abuse. It is nasty, Rowena. Her gaslighting the boy broke my heart. Oh, yes. And that was another breaking point when this last time, and it's happened several times, when he woke her up and she said she was looking at her phone, texting her daughter, but she said, I'm going to have to turn my phone back on. Okay, well, if you're texting somebody and you fall asleep, oh, I see somebody sent me a Cash App. Thanks for that, Melissa. Thank you for that so much. I'm not watching all that, but yeah, so we can do good for people, and we can further hurt people. And I'm not going to tell y'all to shut up about Brittany because she's bringing this on herself constantly, still going on and on and on about the damn drug screen. And what we've all said is if you're not on some kind of medication for recovery drugs or you're on some kind of drug, you've got a bad medical condition and you need to go get it checked out. That's all you can say anymore. There's something going on. I think she's using recovery meds, but what do I know? Most women stay in abusive relationships because they can't afford to leave. This is perplexed. She is the only breadwinner. According to her, she does everything, so she stays because she is a piece of shit who doesn't care. Well, that's what she says. I mean, I'm just not the type. If you heard the video I made a couple of days ago, I said about being in a relationship with somebody who's using when I got clean and sober. I say, I'm just the type that get the fuck out. I don't do that. Yes, I'm mean in that way, if you want to say that, but I'm not going to coddle somebody who's spending my money on alcohol or coming home so drunk that they, like I was telling you, this girlfriend I had, my roommate, my girlfriend at the time, we lived together, and she came home and she was in her car, sitting in the carport. When I woke up that morning to get ready for work, I heard the car running, and I went out there like 6:30 in the morning, and she's just in the car. So meaning she drove home that way, and I opened the door and she almost fell all the way out. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And you drove like that. And not a month after I moved out and I left, she got a DUI. Not a month later. And she's an attorney. I don't know how you get DUIs and you're still an attorney, but okay. She was in law school then. she said, we said sleep apnea. She said, no, we have so many medical issues. She says she's fine. Sorry, not sorry, but he is trash and a horrible dad, and she is a piece of shit, horrible mom. Good moms protect their kids. Yes, perplexed. I agree with that. I agree with the part for sure about the kids have to come first in a relationship. I don't care. Look, if two people are really madly in love and they have kids and they're in a good relationship, the kids are going to come first. If they're having problems in their marriage and they're not really together and they're not even sleep, and a lot of people don't sleep in the same bedroom as their spouse because of snoring and different bedtimes and all kinds of stuff. I'm not bashing that because I know people do that for good, healthy reasons. But when you try to cover it up and you say, go to your room, our room. Go to your room. Our room. He's up in his room. Come on. And why? And let's go back to the enabling, and then we're going to check out of here. Why her subs give her money to listen to her snore and listen to Larry talk nonstop, I will never understand. That's called enabling. That's called, we like to have a place to go chat, and we can go in here and chat and talk to Brittany, and we can have our little, because it's parasocial relationship, and you've got your people. There's something about live streams that this group of people who are in here now, people that follow her, people that are going to Jays and Queens and all that, like to chat. Like, I'm not a chatter. I'll chat. I'll say something every now and then, but chat's moving too fast for me, and I can't keep up, and I can't keep up with what the creator's saying while I'm trying to read chat. And so for me, it's not that, but it's a sense of belonging. Everybody has their chats that they like to go in, and their friends are in there and everything. So that's what she's got. Brittany's still got her people who want to come in there and, talk about how bad they feel and how, because they'll come in and they'll say, so-and-so died, and mama, and so you get things, you get attention for that, and not necessarily in a bad way, but you get attention. And Brittany might give them attention, but like if you remember when Nana's Dragonfly's husband passed away, how rude she was to her, not non-caring. There's no empathy over there. But that's why I think the people that continue to go over there enable her, because I feel like they want that. They want to belong somewhere. Don't we all want to belong? I've been floating around here for years trying to find a place to belong, to have people to come over and chat with me and be part of my channel and belong. And I lost all that. I lost most of that. And it's just amazing to me that what's happened this week has happened. But I'm the same person I was when I was talking about Natasha Cooper, when I was talking about, I don't know, I made videos about a few people. When I was talking about Trump, when I was talking about, anything, I'm still the same flawed human being. And I will talk about what I want to talk about, but I'm not going to fight with people. So I have people that are mad at me now. Look at when Larry started to come around, when Clue and Cletus started doing more streams together and having 1,700 in chat, and she thought they could replicate that. Yeah. Well, the thing about that is Cletus has insightful things to say, whereas Craig's back there just, her content, if you're not watching it to laugh at her, sucks. Oh, I know. And all the pauses, you think, well, did I lose or what? What happened? I can't, I'm listening, and all of a sudden there was silence, and it's horrible. And then you watch to see if she's going to nod off or not. Hey, Scotty Dog. BJ said she would go live earlier from now on a few weeks ago, and that she would no longer give the haters any time. Yet she never sticks to her word. It must be so frustrating for her subs. Yeah, Samantha Strong, I don't it's easy to say I'm going to change and I'm going to do this and that. It's when she's saying it, it's never panned out. And I've been knowing her for 3 or 4 years. So yeah, she was horrid to Nana. Yes, and it is. If you don't feel like you belong, it is hard to be around. Like I've never fitted in with like or fit in with like anybody really anywhere in my life. It just seems like I mean I have friends. I'm not saying I don't, but I've always just felt kind of on the outskirts of situations and social interactions, and I've always felt different. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jen in Jersey. You look good. You can rebuild. Oh, I know. I don't need the crazy stuff. Craig is definitely a liability, UA Crimson. Larry thinks BJ is so. Did you hear that one time? He said it was when he first started, like he was sending her news clippings or, clips. It sounded like I was talking about a newspaper clipping, but, clips. And he said he sent her he sent her a clip of some case. I think it was that little boy. It was some missing little boy or something. And he said, like the next day, he was like, "Did you see that? I sent you that clip, and then Nancy Grace covered it." I think he thinks she's on the level of Nancy Grace. I don't think so. Yeah, that's true. Exactly. She's either sleeping or she's looking at her phone, reading another chat. She used to have 1K in chat, and when she was covering Kylie Rodney case, I think she thinks she can get there again, but she doesn't have the same panel guest. Yeah, that's true. Olop, I have to watch her banner running at the bottom to make sure me too, I do, but to make sure I'm still hooked in. Yawn Fest panel guest. Yes, her subs are enablers. They give her the excuses and keep sending her dollars. Why would she ever change? And that's the bottom of it. That's the bottom line. As long as she's able to keep doing what she's doing and get her or anybody else, if they're doing something that you don't like or I don't like or anything, as long as they have people sending them money to do what they're doing, then no matter what we say or do, it doesn't matter because it's really about the money. She had 1K during Sebastian. The mods are worse, even worse. Well, I don't know. They're pretty strict. You can't even go in there. I mean, even when, so for years, a lot of y'all don't know me, but Brittany and I knew each other when we both first had our channels. And then she was doing true crime and I wasn't watching. And then she filed the injunction and I started watching her again. And so I'd go in there every now and then. I wanted to ask a question. And even she said the first time I popped in there, she said, the mods were trying to get me already. And she goes, no, Barb is okay. We've never had any problems. Well, we never had any problems. We never fought. That doesn't mean that I didn't have issues with her, but we just never fought. And I couldn't even go in there and ask well, I went in there that time and I said, I asked her about, trying to remember what it was. This is funny because this was back when all the drug stuff came up, and she was talking about how she has a drug screen every month. There's drug screens. She's got stacks of them. She could show us that she's clean and sober and blah blah. And I went in there and I was like, why does your doctor drug screen you every month? Or why did you get a drug screen? That's what I said. Why did you get a drug screen? And she said, because I asked for it. That didn't answer my question, and that wasn't true. You don't have a whole stack of them. You're not paying somebody to do a drug screen every month to prove you're not on drugs when you have to pay for that. Nobody's going to do a drug screen on you every month to prove you're not on drugs if there's not a reason, because somebody's got to pay for that. Your insurance isn't going to pay for that every month. Your doctor's not going to take it out of their pocket every month. Somebody's paying for drug screens. And if you've got a stack of them somewhere, there's a reason why you're getting them. What do y'all think about that? All right. Well, that's what I think. And for what it's worth, I guarantee she is court ordered by CPS to do the drug testing. Yeah, exactly. No, I think either that or she's on, like, I always thought maybe she's on maintenance drugs because I think that's what she said before. But now she's just claiming that there's nothing there. And if nothing's there, then there's way serious, if there's so many problems over there. She made herself the punchline in this epic saga. No one else. She created this cluster. Okay, postcards. I think you're right. Well, I gotta go. I've got a headache, and it's been fun chatting with y'all. I'm sorry, I am kind of scattered. I try to stay on one thought, but I get kind of brain farts or something. OG Shorty said the only monthly screening I know is because pain management. My dad on pain management, and it has other treatments, but that's the only two. Your pain clinic does 4 times a year. Great live, Barb. Thank you, guys. Again, thanks for being here. I know that some of y'all don't even know me, and I just popped up to you out of the blue, but I am sincere. I'm not here to try to hurt people. Yes, I'm going to say things that offend people sometimes because guess what? I'm human, and we all have lived our own. We all have our own life experiences, and they don't. No two people have the exact same life experiences, so we come at things from our side, and this side may not agree with that side. So you just got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, and you got to take care of yourself. And don't enable other people, but just plant little seeds. Just I'm gonna finish this up with: if you do something in your life that's good for you, like I quit drinking, and I put it out there because somebody else quit drinking, and for 3 years I thought about, wow, I'm so proud of her. And then I finally, was like, this isn't working for me. I need to quit drinking. And I'm doing it. Thanks, Linda B. Y'all have a great day. And I will hopefully see y'all around in maybe some chats or, thank you all. Thank you all so much. I'll see y'all soon. And be kind to yourself, please.